Hi, Howard. It's Dave. It's January the 9th. It's at 9:06. So I'm sitting in your Starbucks here, and so we're just being a little quiet because what's going on here is a couple of things, Howard. We're in your Starbucks at Davie and Thurlow, and so I came in. I was getting a panhandle tonight for some change for some coffee so I could sleep somewhere in a coffee shop tonight, but I wanted to kind of share with you and people. I have PTSD and post-traumatic stress disorder, and right now I'm fighting for my life because a bunch of billionaires are trying to murder me. So it gets stressful sometimes. And what I have noticed, there's some things about PTSD is it's widely known that I understand and I share and I have, and there's some things that I don't relate to, and I guess that's typical. There's one thing that I found that has probably been really exaggerated because of being gang stalked, and that's the fact that, and I noticed this really took hold. Sorry, the lighting here. This really took hold back in November and December of 2015, right after I was first made homeless. I was living on Newmarket, and I had this need where I could be up for a period of time, and then I just had this need where I just needed to lie down. And it wasn't that I had to sleep, it was that my body was telling me, you just need to lie down. And I might have been awake the whole time, but physically I just needed to lie down. And then I could get up after half an hour or so, or 45 minutes. I could get up and be up for maybe an hour or two, and then I would have to do it again. What's happening now is that's here in full throttle. It's been here. Where's that here? What's that? There we are. Okay. That's been there for a bit of time now. And what has happened since November 22nd is so tragic that we can see the physical results and the fact that my life is so severely challenged right now. And the way it's coming through for PTSD is I can only be outside for so long, and then I have to be indoors. And I imagine some people aren't fully getting this, but the reason why I've got this Obi-Wan Kenobi thing going on all the time now is I need to be safe and away from everyone in the world. And so whereas before I would be able to lie down on a couch or a bed for half an hour, 45 minutes, and get my grounding and then be able to go back out in the world again, now I have to be in a coffee shop where I'm not seeing anybody or interacting with anyone, and I have my space and I'm secluded, and I can get my balance back, and then I can go back out and face the murderers that I'm confronting. So that's one thing I thought of just as I was powering up. I will share with people that's how PTSD affects me. And this affects me in the most severe antagonized cases or situations like I'm in right now, where I'm not functioning at all, and I'm being forced to sleep in the street with no money and no clothing. So it's obviously going to have an effect, and now I can see that today. That's why, because I was going to be out, like I said, I was going to panhandle tonight for a bit of change, and I just realized, no, physically I just need to be indoors, and I need to be away from everyone and everything. So that's a little bit of education for you about how PTSD affects a lot of people, I assume. But that affects me that way. That's one of the strongest manifestations, is this physical need to lie down during the day. So some people, well, the crude Illuminati who are so bigoted and racist, don't understand that actually PTSD does have a physical effect, and you're not just sitting around not working because you don't want to work. It's because at work you can't just suddenly go somewhere for half an hour, 45 minutes to get some balance so that you don't go squirrely and traumatized for the rest of the day. It's not all in your head, is what I'm saying. So that's something. The other thing is, some people are not taking this very well. And yeah, I am sleeping sometimes when I do this because I'm not sleeping at all. So I thought we'd play a bit of a joke here, Howard, in your Starbucks, and see if anybody comes and talks to me during the time. But I wanted to just emphasize that the secret police and the Illuminati are running around all over Vancouver, talking to every single coffee shop, saying, "Don't let him go to sleep. Make him stay up. Make him stay up." This is what is running Canada today. This is why a $2 trillion economy is now a piss-pot third world nation. Anyway, so Howard, thank you. I can come into your store, and despite all the bullshit that has to go on, I can still feel you. And that's really nice. And I allow myself to try to do that a lot in my life these days, is try to find the human behind all this bullshit. So I can find that. So I've talked to you a few times. Lucky you. But one day we'll talk. But I appreciate it. I can come here and I can get some sort of grounding, and that's invaluable to me. And so I'll always remember Starbucks for giving me that, and you've done that consistently as time has revealed over a period of time. And in Anchorage, I talked to you, in Toronto, and now here in Vancouver. So, and I shared something with you today that a lot of people can get some insight from. So we'll talk again soon. Have a good day. What is wrong with that? Okay, there we are. So have a good evening, Howard, and we'll talk again. Bye.